the struggle to control some of the solar system's best-known moons is still going strong. After falling behind Saturn in 2019, Jupiter has reclaimed its position as the leader among the planets. In orbit around the largest planet in our solar system, astronomers have discovered 12 moons that were not previously known to exist. This brings the total number of moons that are known to circle Jupiter to 92, surpassing Saturn's tally of 83 moons. The orbits of the moons, which have not been given names, have been published in the circulars of the Minor Planet Center of the International Astronomical Union. This center maintains records of all of the minor bodies that have been identified in the solar system. The observations were conducted by astronomers, who pioneered the discovery after unexpectedly uncovering a multitude of previously undiscovered Jovian moons during a quest for the enigmatic potential planet 9 in the outer reaches of the solar system. The observations were led by scientists. In 2018, when the team identified a dozen new moons, specialists noted that Jupiter simply happened to be in the sky near the search fields where they were looking for extremely distant solar system objects. Jupiter was in the sky near the search fields where they were looking. The fact that we have just recently become aware of these things is not truly all that surprising. They are pretty little and dark, making it difficult to detect them, particularly when Jupiter is directly in front of you, appearing all large and shiny. When the researchers were seeking evidence of Planet 9, however, they made use of a telescope that was more powerful than any that had come before it. This enabled them to zoom in at greater resolutions and observe a larger field of view than any previous observations. Because of this, they were able to identify minor moons that had maybe evaded detection in the past. Sky and Telescope reports that 9 of the newly discovered moons are located a significant distance from Jupiter and orbit in a retrograde motion. This means that their motion is in the opposite direction of Jupiter's spin. This is not strange at all because the majority of Jupiter's moons orbit in a retrograde direction. Because of their velocity, it is likely that they passed pebbles that had been captured by Jupiter's gravity and stayed in orbit around the planet. Jupiter has 4 moons, and 3 of them orbit the planet in the same direction as its rotation, making them the closest to the planet. Because Jupiter is so much brighter than its smaller moons, it can be difficult to spot these prograde moons. However, it is likely that they originated in Jupiter's orbit. 2021 and 2022 are the years in which the moons were discovered. It takes some time to determine whether or not an object in the vicinity of Jupiter that is traveling across the sky in the same direction and at the same pace is in fact a moon of Jupiter. Is the need to carry out more observations 1 month and then 1 year later in order to confirm that the object is still present and is continuing to circle Jupiter? After that, these further observations can be utilized in the process of mapping the orbit of the object. This information can provide us with insight into the past of Jupiter and its moons. For instance, it's believed that the retrograde moons are what's left over from 3 much larger items that became trapped in Jupiter's orbit and then shattered into pieces after coming into contact with other things. Volatillo, one of the moons that were found a few years ago, has a prograde orbit that intersects with the orbits of the moons that go in the retrograde direction. This points to the possibility that the retrograde moons were formed as a result of collisions with prograde moons they had orbits similar to that of Volatillo. The discovery of other moons will either assist, verify, or invalidate this theory. While this is going on, it's a very good bet that Jupiter and Saturn each have a significant number of additional moons that we have not yet discovered. And in all honesty, it makes little difference whether a planet has the greater amount. That is it for today's video. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe so you see all of our upcoming videos.